Today's gameplay review, early diagonal leads to negative points. This is Brian from the Savage Board Gaming channel, just doing another review of gameplay from Azul. So, looking at the starting board here, there are some blues, but there's very few yellow. So, if we're going to do blue, we need to take yellow first. So, and by taking yellow, we also kind of stymie the player below me if we take it. So I put it in my 2 column. So I get my 2 blue to start it. So Axe is working on this 2nd column here. They gave me the 5 red, which is next to the column I'm starting in, so or at least 4 red, so I can try to fill it in here. I take that because I want to be the one who actually fills that in, so I'll take the negative point there. So we're off to a little bit of a slow start here. We didn't get any of the first 2 rows completed. So meanwhile, Axe is filling up all of his white, which can be dangerous because you might get stuck with something that you don't want, right? If you fill them all in, right? I never go for diagonals off the bat. It's a very dangerous practice. It can burn you in the end here. So it's better to start out with trying to get columns, and then whatever colors you get from those columns, then try to figure out a diagonal if you want to get one, right? Or all of one color, I should say, right? Matches up here with the 2 that he has already. Just going to fill in the yellow to get it done. It's starting to get dangerous out here, but you see, like, there's these 5 red, which I do not want if possible. So I fill in my white, and there's going to be 4 more turns, right? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. I only have to take 1, but Axe has to take 2, right? So you can take that, no problem. It's going to do that. I then take the yellow and put it in my 1 column. Then Axe has to put that in his 3 and drop 2. So Gonna plug this in because you know it's gonna score me 4 points. That's a pretty good score in the early turns. It's finished off as white, but it's, you know, it's not connected to his column, so I don't really care all that much. So I'm going to try to finish his column off this round. So I most certainly should be able to finish off that first column, right? But I also still want to try to get a row filled in, so I want to continue to put pressure by filling in as many of these top rows as I can. So there it is. I'm not really stopping Axe. He's got a huge lead, but I think later on we can, because he is putting himself in a tough position here, right? He's not going to be able to take blues for the rest of the game, which will either leave him free for me to take or free to try to stick him with, you know? So, all right. Take the 3 reds, put them in the middle. I want to get one for the top row. I am behind in the triggering endgame here, so there's not much I can do about it at the moment. So he gets his diagonal, right? I'm just going to continue to try to fill in where the holes are in these 3 middle columns. He's working from right to left, basically. I think you get more points by plugging in holes, you know. I could be wrong. And I'm going to put red out here because I don't have much in the second column, and I'm thinking, well, I have red in 5 already, so I might as well use that as my diagonal color. We don't have very many new players in this game. Like, obviously Yan's played a little bit, so I'm not expecting too many. See, now that's a good play. He blocked me from getting the red, right? I'm going to take the blue, put it here. Now, Act is going to be stuck with the yellow, right? So, which hurts a little bit because losing 1 or 2 points, but losing 4 isn't great, you know. sometimes you don't have a choice, but I'm looking to avoid those situations as much as possible. So there, plugged in all these holes. Going to work on this, and maybe if I can fill this in, my next goal is to get these, right? Now, Ack can try to end this by going here, but we'll see what happens, right? I take that just to make it so that he can't start this. I know I'm not going to be able to fill in my bottom row based on how the tiles came out, right? But then Yan blocks both of us. So now this is not a great position here, right? I got 2 rows, which I'm not going to be able to add anything in. There's a lot of callers, and I only have 2 empty rows of which I can place. So this is where you need to be very cautious here. You need to start thinking about, okay, do I take early, like clear these out before they can fill in? So let's see here. Go to next player's turn. Okay, it's going to fill in as yellow. Now, he doesn't have any columns, right? So, where I do. We both have a diagonal, or at least we're going to here. So, because I'm willing to take the red to fill that top column in, right? I definitely don't want him to get this, right? That's 7 points, right? So that's double for me. So that's me getting my diagonal and me stopping him right here, right? Now I'm looking at this, right? This is a terrible situation. Let's go through it here real quick, right? The only thing that I can take still is black, and there are no blacks. So my goal was to minimize the damage, right? So I look here, I see he can't take any more white. So he takes this blue here, right? I think this is a mistake because I can't take blue, right? So if I get stuck with it, that's bad. I also can't take white, right? So if it comes down to it, if he doesn't take the blue, then Yan will take the blue, right? That'll leave me with a decision here, right? Do I take these reds or take these blues? Because I can't really take anything else, right? So, but he takes these blues, I probably would have left them out there. Just let's go through it again, right? So let's say he takes the 2 reds, right? Fills that in. That gives him 4 points, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives him 4 points also, but it's not a matter of does it give me more points? It's like how much jeopardy does that put me in, right? I think he was stuck regardless. Let's see here. So he takes these, right? Which puts everything in the middle, right? There's only blue and white left. It's only blue and white. I can't take either, right? But because he does this, right? Yan says, okay, well, he can't take this. I can't fill in anything, right? So I could either take the 2 reds or just take the blue, right? So he takes the blue in order to make me take 2 red. Because you know I'm not going to take those whites, right? Yep, there he goes, right? So I'll take the 2 reds and throw them on my floor. But now Act has to take all 4 of these, which totally destroys him. So if he wouldn't have taken these blues, he would have been in a much better position, I think. So let's see. This was move 233. Let's go back and look at it one more time, right? So let's 230, right? Let's try that. Like, you loading? Okay. So it actually took me back further than I thought it would, right? So, but let's just go here, right? Wait, what? It's buggy. It's very buggy. That's not what the board should look like. Yeah, for some reason this is bugged out. But let's see here. Why don't we reload it? So we'll go back here. It takes us to the beginning. Okay, let's try this here. Go to a specific move fast. 233, right? Okay, so it's still bugged out. But suffices to say, because watch, it's going to put 2 red down here, which is not what happens. And like, look how the tiles are all in the wrong place. So let's see here. Yeah, so it's just showing us the end of the game. But yeah, I think the real problem was he took those blues, which put Yan, who's not in a position to score any more points at that time, the chance to actually to stick it to the leader, basically, right? So he needs the leader to lose points if he wants any chance. So I think that was the thinking here, but that could have been prevented. I'm going to try to like restart the whole thing. So let me go here. Review gameplay. Choose this player. Okay, let's try this again. $230. See if this works. Nope, it still does not work. That's a shame. But suffice to say, that was the mistake. I do end up winning the game because of it. And then, unfortunately, Act was upset that he lost, but, you know, was blaming other players for the loss. But he had put himself in that position. So when you put yourself in that position, that's on you, right? So, yeah. Sorry about the bugginess. Sometimes that happens in these gameplay look backs on BGA. Just bugged out completely on me. But yep. So you really need to worry about when these tiles are building up, especially if you triggered endgame, right? There's no turning back from that. Once it's triggered, and if you're not keeping an eye out for potential things that could cost you the game, then you know it's going to come back and bite you. Also, going for those diagonals right off the bat. I don't know if that's worked for Act in the past, but Yeah, it's something I try to avoid. I'll get the diagonals naturally as I start filling in other things. I think that's the best way to do it. You should focus on rows and columns and have the diagonals be almost like a topping, like the final cherry on top, right? So, but thank you for watching, and hopefully if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and you have a nice day.